Oh! Ah! Ouch! Ah, damn, I stubbed my toe and now it hurts like a bitch. r/Kwite's feet's gonna have a field day with this one. I can't stand for this. The world must know what happened to me today. Haha. Yeah! Finally, the world has been warned of the dangers of stubbing your toe based off of my personal experience. Man, I sure hope this tweet doesn't get posted to the r/thatHappened subreddit and then someone sarcastically comments under it, yeah, and then the toe separated from your foot and then fucked my wife. Aw, man, that sucks. Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to another rantish, iron sights canted type video. It's been a while since I did one of these. The last time I made one was when I still had a large silver tumor glued to my hand, and I just have a TV remote that I can control your entire existence with. Man, times have changed. Now I just have a tumor attached to the top of my head. As usual with these rants, I'm making them primarily for entertainment purposes before anything else. Anything I say in here is my opinion first and foremost, and it's meant mostly to be lighthearted, and it's probably more aimed at a specific part of the subject matter, rather than every aspect of that thing as a whole. Now today's topic is a little different than some of the previous rants. What I want to scream at you about today is not a massive media conglomerate or the concept of time, or something even grander in scale like the Fortnite servers that one time they crashed, but rather a specific sect of a specific platform, a little subreddit entitled r/thatHappened, the home of the truest internet stories. For those of you unfamiliar, r/thatHappened is a prominent Willany second channel sized subreddit that has almost 1 million members as of me writing this, and it's sarcastically self-described as a subreddit for only the truest stories ever told on the information superhighway. The whole point of this subreddit is to post stories that are so out there absurd, fantastical, and implausible that they are almost certainly made up. And the way the subreddit outlines how to go about showcasing these stories is actually pretty respectful. In the rules it says no direct links to the content in the post that you're referring to as being an r/thatHappened bruh moment, that you have to censor out any personal information of anybody involved, and you can't reference anything offsite of Reddit, like going to a different site to attack or harass someone, and there's absolutely no witch hunting, doxing, or personal info allowed like as previously mentioned. And I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, people are having a laugh, but at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's usually nothing more than humor, and certainly not meant to ruin an individual's day. At least not usually. But the big problem I have with the subreddit isn't the concept of it itself. No, my problem is what's actually getting posted to the subreddit, and the sheer drop in quality that's occurred and what it takes for a story to be considered unbelievable. If you sort by new on the subreddit, which is where most of the content is, under the radar and not seen by most of the people who browse the subreddit, you will find many a post of people sharing unbelievable stories locked in with everybody else in that race to the hot page. And among them, you'll find a lot of posts that, like the concept of me stubbing my toe every morning, are incredibly average in their implausibility. Like, take this tweet that got posted to the subreddit, for instance. First thing I notice is that this user is already breaking the rules by forgetting to blur out this person's personal and identifying information. Shame on you, Luke Lad1234, but it's whatever, who cares. The tweet goes like this. Chinese guy in the supermarket didn't know how to say chicken, so he grabbed an egg and went to the cashier and asked, "Where mother?" Now that story might seem a little far-fetched at first, until you give it an attosecond of thought. A man who doesn't speak a second language perfectly yet uses what resources he has at his disposal to communicate an idea and to try and find what he's looking for. That's just someone with critical thinking skills. Even if this particular instance isn't true, the exact same situation has likely happened thousands of other times. Whether it was with an egg or a lost toddler, who knows? But nothing about this screams outrageous and fake. Here's another one to round out my revolutionary r/thatHappened video, where instead of using top posts from the subreddit, I only use new posts. After finishing my shift and getting in my car, I was wondering why the car wasn't starting. Turns out I had sat in the passenger seat instead of the driver's seat. What even, Chloe? The story is essentially this. Chloe gets in the wrong side of her car, the end. What part about that is unbelievable? The bit where she sits down in a seat? Have you never seen a friend of yours get in a car they're used to riding on the passenger side when they're actually meant to be driving this time for whatever reason? Or have you ever made dumb mistakes when you're just doing something on autopilot? Really? Never? I mean, what does Chloe even have to gain by posting a made-up story like this to Facebook.com? She makes herself look like a dumbass to her friends? Nah, we been knew about that one, sweetie. Part of me wonders what experiences you have to have had in your life, or I guess what experiences you haven't had in your life to think shit like this has to be made up. It's unbelievable! She sat down! Women don't sit! It feels like some of the people who post these things are very out of touch with everyday life, though they're Reddit users, so I guess that kind of explains that one. Yeah, don't worry, I'm aware of the irony of me saying that and also being someone who browses Reddit. But so much of what's being listed as made up is incredibly suburban and by no means outrageous, but given so far I've only shown posts that that I found through sorting by new. Posts I've said most people will never see, and a lot of the posts from the sample of when I sorted by new weren't this bad, though some were not nearly as unbelievable as the posters probably thought they were. And you might say that most of the stuff in new never gets to the front page for a reason. That the democracy of the upvote sorts through the garbage and brings only the best and most, yeah, sure, and then everyone clapped, material to the front of the subreddit where the general public will consume. And ideally, only the most outrageous stories would make it to r/all. But I hate to break it to you, but not even sorting by hot can save you from this scourge completely. I forgot my boyfriend's phone was dead, so when he went to the bathroom, I decided to roam around Walmart. About 20 minutes later, I hear, "Your child is at register 10. I walk over there, and there he is, my boyfriend, sitting there on the bench, pouting that I left him. I think the disbelief in this one just kind of points to the fact that deep down, all of us are just lonely cunts. That we as a species are so touch-starved that when we see other people as a couple who aren't, they might show affection for each other by messing with them. This is a very tame thing that a couple would definitely do to playfully mess with each other. In fact, this is something I could so easily envision someone doing to their significant other that it makes going to mini golf dates look like a fucking joke. I mean, for real, practically all the comments on this post are just anecdotes of people saying that they've done this exact same thing, or that they would. And maybe you're thinking, okay, some not so good stuff still rises to the top of hot. Some trash is still bound to get there, of course. Certainly if we go to top post of all time, where the cream of the crop is meant to reside, where the most outrageous and bullshit stories ever told will end up, there can't be any of this there, right? And for the most part, yes. If you sort by top posts of all time, what you'll find is pretty much absurdly outlandish stuff. The kind of, and then everybody clapped and I got a coupon for 2 free tacos kind of story. But this kind of questionable outrage posting is so widespread in the subreddit that it even manages to worm its way up there. There is one post I found there that just blew my mind at its popularity. Here's the post, lovingly titled, "Ask Reddit is a goldmine." Question: what's the dumbest thing you did as a child? Answer: my sister asked me to take the dog out for a walk. She looked out the window a few minutes later to see me dragging an empty leash around the yard. I forgot the dog. In my defense, our dog was really fucking small. This has 32,000 upvotes. You might think that the person in the story is very dumb, and you might think that such a mistake can't be made because of how dumb it is. But also consider that the question being answered in question was dumbest thing you did as a child. And just as a refresher, in case you are unaware, if Reddit has taught me one thing, it's that kids are fucking stupid and kids do fucking stupid things. Why? Because they're fucking stupid. You know those moments where you go to do or say something, and right before you're about to do the thing, you forget what it was you were doing, and you feel like a complete idiot afterwards? Now multiply that by the amount of times your parents have been disappointed as you when you were a toddler, and now you have a child. One who is then asked to take on a basic responsibility, and then they don't do it correctly like a fucking idiot, because kids are fucking idiots. I get that this is a little unbelievable at first, that it seems like a long shot, and maybe it even deserves to be in the news section of the subreddit, without me paying a second glance to it. Hell, I'll even allow that maybe it should have gotten a few upvotes from people getting a laugh out of it. After all, even I can understand where the skepticism comes from. But to be in the top 20 most upvoted posts from the subreddit of all time? Are you fucking kidding me? I think what gets me the most about this post is all the people in the comments who go on about how frustrated they are that hundreds of people actually upvoted or believed the story in that comment. I mean, it might be because most people who go on Ask Reddit are just trying to enjoy themselves before anything. They're probably not thinking that hard about it, trying to debunk it, because why would they? So they can end up like you, shitting in the comment section of r/thatHappened top post of all time? They come off very proud that they've seen through the lies of a stranger on the internet, and that anybody who believed the person's post is just a brainless cringe normie. I think awareness of a lot of posts in r/thatHappened not being that hard to believe has caught on a lot more, as that content has cropped up more and more on the subreddit. I mean, a whole counter subreddit, if you will, called r/nothing-ever-happens is around, and it pretty much solely exists to exclusively share posts from r/thatHappened that really aren't unbelievable at all. And it seems like a lot of people agree that a bunch of shit on r/thatHappened isn't that implausible, seeing as the subreddit has nearly 150,000 members. I think some of the issue on r/thatHappened comes not just from people posting things that are actually believable, but people who post things that, while probably fake, weren't really meant to impress you or make you think that they were real in the first place, more just to make you laugh. Like this post, for instance. My kid threatened to hold his breath until I gave him dessert. He's now passed out on the kitchen floor. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Like, yes, it's a Facebook meme. It's shit, but it's very clearly meant to be a joke. Man is making making a joke about how kids threaten to hold their breath to try and get what they want. We all fucking did it as kids, and now our kids will probably be that same brand of stupid. Something we've already established that kids are. In conclusion, r/thatHappened does have some outrageous stories, and I don't want to just burn it to the ground for posting things that are actually believable now and then, as the type of posts and people I've discussed in this video do make up a minority of the subreddit's population, as well as the majority of the subs still being some genuinely funny, unbelievable things. It's just that the posting of things that are way more plausible than people probably think they are has permeated pretty much every level of that subreddit, even if only in a small way. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe, and if you wanna catch all my videos, please click that notification bell. If you guys think I missed anything, got anything wrong, you just have something to add, feel free to leave that in the comments below. If you guys have any other topics that you think would be good for rants, please let me know. I will be looking through them. I have a podcast with Wild Spartans and FPS Diesel called Loudmouse. We upload one new episode every week on Saturdays, and we're up on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Kwite to find out when I go live. I stream there sometimes, and just follow me there to get a notification whenever I go live. You can follow me on Twitter at Kwite and on Instagram at Kwite.png. Links to both of those in the description below. And lastly, I also have a Discord server. Link to that in the description as well if you're interested. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see you guys next time.